So would you say if a couple is talking about someone jumping into a field where it's either commission-based or they're starting a company, they have to have a long-term mindset?
Yeah, exactly. I think, and I don't know if we actually did we put a time limit on it?
I think I said 2 years.
2 years
I
of
think I
actually
said 2
trying
years.
it and seeing if it would work. And I think that we said the same thing about real estate for me. Like, got to give it enough time to see if it's truly not going to work for you.
And what that did for our marriage is set the precedent that quitting is never on the table.
Not
Quitting
until
was not on the table until 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? I remember telling Andrew when he hired me into this commission role, I said, I will commit for 2 years. I will not quit. I will give it 110% for 2 years. And so when you go in with that expectation, then if things aren't panning out, the questions aren't, well, maybe you should get a different job. That's when you were amazing. So jump ahead to November. You got a job. You found a job.
Yay.
And this is the funniest thing, guys. I still remember all of this like yesterday. We were struggling. I mean, it was down to the wire with a couple $100 in it, $700.
We had $700 in our bank account.
Our rent was $500 something because we were living in a basement apartment.
Yeah, glamorous.
It was beautiful. So we're living in a basement apartment. $500 was our rent. $700 was in our bank account, and I got the job in the perfect nick of time.
Obviously, that's a God thing that the Lord provided for us when we were down to the wire. But we joked about. This is the funny thing, is who's the breadwinner in our relationship?
Yeah.
1 month I was the breadwinner, and then since then, I think you've...
Yeah, well, it's hilarious because we were I wasn't making much, and then once you got a job, the next month my business took off.
Yeah.
That was my first double-digit month. I shared this in a previous podcast and on my Shared Press. That was the first month I made $10,000 in 1 month. It was in the month of December. And we went from, yes, and I got a job, to your paycheck doesn't matter, in 1 month.
Well, the paycheck was... I think relieving because
Yeah.
it provided our actual needs for the months.
Yes.
So it was a little bit of a relief for you to know that we could survive off of what I made and while you were still getting the groove that you needed. And every month is different. You don't make the same salary.
No, on January I made back to probably $700, $800.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that is we bought a house, but we bought it off of because I had the job.
Yeah.
That's how we qualified for a loan.
Yep.
So that was really helpful, I think, because you would have had to wait 2 years to get your statements to qualify as a 1099. So I think, and I was talking to you about this earlier, if you don't have a long-term game plan for the two of you or your whole family, and then also you don't have reserves or some spouse supporting you or something, that gets extremely stressful. That adds way more stress to the job that you're already doing to know that, hey, if I don't make money this month, we're not paying our bills. So I think that my job, all it did was give you a little bit of stress relief so that you could focus on what you needed to do.
Yeah, because it's hard to focus on work when you're not sure if you can pay your bills. So when you got that job, it was a burden was lifted off me saying, hey, okay, I have time now to build the business. Then it allowed when I would talk to people about insurance, I wasn't feeling the background pressure to sell them into a product they didn't need. Because that's what happens to a lot of people when they are really stressed with finances. Maybe they don't do their job correctly or with the right ethics.